How did Sweetland come about? 'Cause most of your stuff I see is TV.
Sweetland actually was extraordinary. There's a buddy of mine who Ali had written the role of Olaf for, and named Dan Futterman, who's a wonderful actor, and it took Ali 15 years to get the money together to make this movie. And he went to Dan, he got the money, he said, "Dan, I got the money," and Dan said, "Oh, well, Ali, I just got the money for a movie I wrote called Capote, so I have to go do Capote." And he said, "Oh, well, who am I going to get?" And Dan said, you got to get Tim." And so it was the greatest gift on earth from Dan, and obviously things worked out well for Dan as well, so I think we all got lucky.
That's true. When you first read the screenplay, what about it attracted you?
Wow. You know, I think there's a thing with great movies where something just thematically resonates in your heart. And I think a lot of this movie, you know, I think we all have, or I have anyhow, kind of longing for home, for sense of community, of being vital in community, of daring to feel proximity to beauty, which I think is Olaf's kind of great journey, of wanting to have a better connection with the land, wanting to somehow find a way to be grateful to our ancestors for the gift that they've given us, you know. So I think thematically those things hit me. Overreaching all that is, I think, an extraordinary love story, and a really different love story than normally gets told by Hollywood. And it's also just a very different kind of movie than, you know, there's no T-Rexes chasing me and no twisters landing. And I told Holly maybe he should put in some of those for the kids, but he didn't bite on that. But honestly, it's a different kind of movie. It's about things that, to me, feel more real. They're, you know, things that affect me.
Does playing Olaf change you and your life outside of the film?
This is a nice question. You know, there's this kind of thing, an axiom around acting, that you have to love the people you play. And I think it's true, because you have to have compassion for criminals and all kinds of different people. But I think you need to be willing to love the person so much that you love what they do so much that you're willing to give up acting and go off and do... I did a movie called Ladder 49, and I became a fireman afterwards. I'm in a fire department at home, and I wound up, after doing this movie, I became a beekeeper. So I have 2,800,000 honeybees at the height of the season. I just did my extraction last weekend, honey extraction.
You've talked about Ali a lot. This was his first feature film.
Yeah.
And it sounds like he's actually much more experienced than you would think based on his resume. How did it come across? Obviously, you enjoyed working for him compared to other more experienced directors you've worked with.
I loved working with him. He provided an atmosphere that we could work in. He was collaborative, and you know, you kind of hope a director will listen to your ideas, even if they don't use any of them. That's good, but he was collaborative in that way. But you know, he did 800, I think, TV commercials,
right.
And those things really helped with. I mean, there's some, I think, extraordinarily beautiful, even tiny, like, insert shots of the record needle hitting the phonograph, and the, you know, so he I think was very, very comfortable with the camera work and all of that.
The cast was beyond you and Elizabeth. I mean, all the supporting characters were. I mean, Alan Cumming, and how was working with him? I mean, normally when you see him, he's a little more crazy. He was a very subdued in this film.
He was great. He was great, and I think kind of lovely too, because he, you know, Olaf is so much about work and the work and the work, and that's his blinders, like his draft horses. Right. But he's got this buddy who's kind of all about life, maybe to the fault of his own work, you know. And I just he presented something that's so weird for me, you know, that character who's out there who's extravagant in contraptions and has too many children and sort of blindly believes totally in luck. I mean, he's sort of the Olaf's opposite on a level. I thought he was great.